You don't need a $7,000 camera setup to get professional results. Most creators overspend on features they will never use. Today we are building the universal rig, one setup that transforms from a talking head recording beast to a 4K webcam to a cinematic video powerhouse. After testing way more expensive cameras and cheaper alternatives, I find the ZV-E10 Mark II to be the perfect choice. Here is why this specific body is the foundation for everything we're doing today. You will obtain a professional 4K image hard to beat at this price. If you need and want more, you have 10-bit footage. Also 60 FPS at 4K if you need to take short slow motion takes for products or cinematic B-roll. Extremely important for talking head creators, business meetings, coaches, or streamers. It works as a webcam over a single USB-C up to 4K resolution. Of course, for online calls you don't need 4K, but you have it and it works great. You don't need a full frame $4,000 camera body for this type of content. This camera body costs around $1,198 at the time of recording this video. At this price, for what it offers, it's the best buy for long-term investment. I also love the ZV-E10 Mark I, and that's a little cheaper, but in 2026, if you want more than only talking head videos, add a little extra and it will be easier for you if you use it as a webcam. And also, if you shoot B-roll, the rolling shutter on the Mark II, it's way better. And also, the Mark II has 4K slow motion that looks incredible. Now, the battery of this camera is big and it lasts for over 1.5 hours. You can charge it while using it via USB-C, but if the room temperature is high and you shoot 4K 10-bit or stream for 4 or 5 hours, it can overheat. It didn't overheat for me in this particular situation, but I heard that some creators reach the overheating limit in harsh conditions. And the best way to reduce overheating is to use a dummy battery, since a normal battery produces heat. For this model, I like to use a dummy battery from Tilta that connects to a USB-C. So I can power the camera from a power bank that has a high-speed output port, or I can power it with a powerful phone charger. It works perfectly and I can take online calls for hours and hours without any problem. I like to use my NPF battery from SmallRig and this battery plate because I can pair it with a small clamp and attach it to any tripod. This build is the ultimate solution because it provides over 7 hours of power for online calls, and I can also charge the battery while powering the camera via the plate extra USB-C port. And I will show you immediately what else will help preventing overheating. Go to the last menu, Setup, go to Power Setting Options and switch Auto Power Off Temp to High. And to build the next rig for B-roll, you will see immediately why we need a camera cage. This is a cage from SmallRig. Besides protecting the camera, it's essentially an aluminum frame with numerous mounting threads that allow us to attach additional accessories. But to achieve this incredible quality with that beautiful blur behind you and shoot great in low light, a great companion for the camera body is the Viltrox 15mm f1.7 lens. Why this lens? It offers a great quality to price balance. More than this, it's super wide with low distortion and is the best choice for small rooms. If you want even more blur and better low light performance, you can go with the Sigma 16mm f1.4. This is a phenomenal lens, but it's twice as expensive. A good balance between price and quality is the Viltrox 15mm f1.7, priced at $239 at the time of recording this video. And of course, for talking head videos, you will need a tripod. If you have the space to place the camera behind the desk or don't stay in front of the desk, you will need a high tripod. If you take online calls and want to reach the PC while keeping the camera on the desk, you can use a small desk tripod. If you want to keep the camera on the desk, the SmallRig VT20 is the best choice in my opinion for $54. And for the tall tripod, don't make the mistake of buying the cheapest plastic tripod. Make a smart investment in a solid tripod that will hold the camera well and a fluid video head that will help you capture cinematic shots for products and B-roll. I use the Sirui Traveler VC. The tripod costs around $239, but it's worth every dollar as a long-term investment. And don't forget about the SD card. To shoot 4K at 60 FPS and 10-bit, we need a fast V90 SD card. I use a Lexar V90 SD card and that costs $184. Nothing in this video is sponsored. I bought everything with my own money, and you will find an affiliate link in the description to my full list of equipment presented. If you click on my link, you won't pay anything extra, but I will earn a small commission, which will help me keep sponsors away from this channel and create more valuable content for you. Thank you. And now something optional. Depending on your necessities, you can pair this entire build with the Elgato prompter. This is the best buy for presentations, online calls, and reading in front of the camera. And yes, it works with the Viltrox 15mm and the Sigma 16mm. So for the full talking head professional setup, the cost will be $2,431. A phenomenal build under $2,500. And to transform this high-performance camera setup into a great online call or streaming beast, all you need to add is a high-speed USB-C to USB-C cable. This image is 4K and was recorded in OBS Player using a single cable. And this is how it compares with a webcam. This camera is phenomenal as a webcam. Of course, most of the time you will only need Full HD because online call platforms do not support 4K and it's useless. This is how the image looks at Full HD. I know it sounds stupid to pay $20–40 for a cable, but you need a fast USB-C 3.2 or at least 10 GB per second data cable to avoid problems and interruptions. You can travel light with this camera for professional business meetings or online calls. So we have the perfect talking head and the ultimate webcam. But what happens when you need to film cinematic product shots for your business or document something? That's when we turn this webcam into a professional B-roll beast. This is where the Mark II leaves the Mark I and many more expensive cameras behind. To film B-roll, of course, you can keep the camera on the tripod, or if you want to take overhead shots for products, you can use a simple C-stand and a ball head, which will cost around $100. But with 4K at 60 FPS and active stabilization, you can capture handheld cinematic shots for products, reviews, or documentaries. And to do that, you need points of contact. Thanks to the cage we installed earlier, we can now install a side handle instantly. I like this one from Nitsi because it feels comfortable in the hand and it's extremely well built. Keep your elbows in and move your whole body. When you slow that 60 FPS down in the edit, it looks like a movie. Or if you take some B-roll in the garden, for example, and you need to shoot super low, you can also use a top handle. Look how balanced the rig is. It helps a lot. The side handle costs around $42 and the top handle costs around $29. And now for B-roll, while the Viltrox is great for your desk, the Sigma 18–15mm f2.8 is the king of B-roll. It gives you the zoom range to get those tight detail shots, and if you want to save money, you could even use this as your only lens to start. It's not as wide as the Viltrox, but it's decently wide and not that fast. The Sigma 18–50mm will be a great choice. And it costs around $584 at the time of recording this video. You don't have to buy all of this at once. Start with the foundation and upgrade as you go. That is how you build a professional brand without wasting a single dollar. And if you're stuck between the Viltrox or the Sigma, drop a comment with your room size and I will help you choose. The full setup for talking head videos and online calls will be around $2,500. If you want the most complete setup including B-roll, it will be around $3,200. This will be the total professional business investment. Of course, this may vary as some of you may not need both tripods or the NPF battery if you already have a powerful power bank. It depends on your needs. But you can build the best camera rig and still have problems with the quality if you don't take care of the lighting system. And for this, I will give you a full free masterclass to learn everything you need to know to position and set your lights to achieve professional video quality.